arrived at the site, obviously you need to have a good look around and find out where the search box is to start to search the site for the sort of jobs that you're after. Now, some are quite simple in terms of choose which particular location by a drop-down menu. Others you can actually type in the sort of location you're interested in working in. Some have salary ranges as well, so once you know the sort of salary you're looking to earn, use that as a filter as well. And really press the search button and see what results come up. Filter out those that you've got a particular interest in, and find something suitable and apply. Like I said before, make sure you sign up for the jobs by email alerts, because at that day you visited that site, might not be a suitable job, whereas tomorrow there could be. So to save you keep going back on a regular basis to that particular site, again, let them push the information out to you. My jobs by email tips would be certainly to sign up for a daily service. It's a competitive market out there, lots of people looking for the same job. So the quicker you find out about that information, the more of a chance you've actually got of getting ahead of the game. If you waited a week, then the job may well have gone by then, because it's very competitive and they might want someone to start straight away. In terms of the criteria, I would keep it as wide as possible to start with, just to get a feel for the sort of jobs that are coming through and the volume. And from that you can start to narrow it down a bit further to actually match what you're looking for. But one key tip in terms of jobs by email is a lot of the job sites have different sectors or ways of describing things. So you could go to one job site and sign up for accounting vacancies, but on another site it could be under finance. So make sure you actually look at each one separately to make sure you're not missing out on getting jobs coming to you. Obviously the banners are there for a reason, because the potential employer is trying to grab your attention. So people do click through and go through to these jobs, and as the employer is probably paying more to use a banner on the site, they're looking for a better return, if you like, than someone just has an ordinary job listing. Thing is, these days sometimes we have banner aversion. People are so used to banners now, they do tend to ignore them sometimes. Not every time, depends on how creative the banner is. But personally, they still grab my attention. I will typically click if I see a banner I think it's of interest. That's not to say I would necessarily apply for that job straight away, because it's one of many that could be on the site. So if you do click through and see a job, again, put it in your favourites and come back to it a bit later on in the search process. In terms of job seekers applying for jobs online, I think there is a danger. The internet is so easy to apply for a job, and it just needs one click of a button and you could apply for 100 jobs in less than 5 minutes. A couple of problems with that from an employee's point of view. How serious is that person in actually wanting that job? Because in the past they'd have to print off an application form, fill it out, put it in the post. It takes a lot of time to do that. So you know they're serious if they're going to take them a couple of hours to do that. You don't know how serious someone is by pressing a button to 500 companies in terms of their application. So it's great from a speed point of view. I'm not too sure it's great from a really focusing down from a job seeker's point of view, thinking, do I really want that job? Oh, okay, well, it's not going to cost me any time. I'll press the button and off it goes. And from the recruiter's point of view, they then got to deal with that application and go through the process and sifting and everything else. So whilst the internet can speed up the process from a job seeker's and employer's point of view, it can also slow things down because of the volume of applications that aren't suitable. Okay, my top 2 or 3 tips for a CV to stand out in the jobs database would be, first of all, to register and leave your CV there, because that means potential employers and also recruitment agencies who have access to the CV database can actually search and find you. So if you're one of those people who don't want to put a lot of effort into it, then you can register and sit back and wait to be contacted. But again, I went back to an earlier point of being proactive. You can't just sit there and wait for everything to come to you. But certainly some of the job site databases, they have software which will search through for particular keywords. So if you know there's a particular job that you're looking for, make sure those keywords are in your CV. So if someone does search for those types of skills and experience, you will be picked up. Don't put it in there if you don't have that experience, because obviously you're not telling the truth and you're going to waste everybody's time. And you might find that you need more than one CV. Depending on the sort of job site, you might be able to hold 3, 4, 5 different versions of your CV, depending on the types of roles you're going to apply for. But by leaving it in there, you're maximising your chances of being contacted yourself. Okay, if you look at like a traditional job description, it will say key requirements of the role you must have, and it could be like a engineering qualification. It could be perhaps worked at a particular level in the industry. If that's in your opening couple of paragraphs of your CV saying I'm a fully qualified whatever engineer it is, and have worked in this sort of industry, when the software goes through searching the database, it could well be looking for that particular qualification as a keyword. So that's the keyword we're looking for in that CV to pull out that candidate because we think they could be suitable for us. Okay, well, obviously it's important to have all your background and experience within your CV itself. But if you're looking to apply for a particular job as a manufacturing engineer, for example, it's very important to highlight your background experience and qualifications up front, if you like. So it's almost like an opening paragraph or 2 or 3 paragraphs, like a personal branding statement, if you like. This is me, this is what I've done. So when the software runs and actually looking to match what you've done against the requirements of the vacancy, then you're going to be picked up quicker the higher your keyword appears.